Hey everybody, today I'm going to review Toy Story 4. Now I had been a fan of the Toy Story movies ever since the first Toy Story movie came out in 1995 when I was a little boy. The first Toy Story movie of course is a classic, and the very first fully CGI animated film in history. Also the first animated film made by Pixar. As for the two Toy Story sequels, Toy Story 2 is fantastic, and Toy Story 3 is amazing, and in my opinion, the best of the Toy Story movies. So when I heard that Toy Story 4 was going to be made, I was not too happy at first because I felt Toy Story 3 was the perfect conclusion to the Toy Story movies and should just stay as a trilogy, even though we still did get some of the Toy Story shorts after that. But I decided to watch it and give it a chance since I had heard positive reviews this film has been getting. I finally saw it and it's surprisingly fantastic! One of the most brilliant animated movies I had ever seen, and I'm going to tell you why I love this movie without any spoilers. The story of this film took place after the events of Toy Story 3. Woody and his friends are now living with their new owner Bonnie since Andy has moved on to college. On the day of Bonnie's kindergarten orientation, Woody has sneaks into her backpack where Bonnie has created a handmade spork named Forky. When Woody introduces Forky to his friends at Bonnie's house, Woody promises to keep Forky safe and stay close to Bonnie. That is until when Woody and his friends are joining Bonnie and her parents to the road trip in the RV, Forky escapes and that causes Woody to go after Forky, which results them getting lost. On Woody's and Forky's journey to go back to Bonnie, Woody and Forky has encountered a doll named Gabby Gabby and her minion dummies, and surprising enough, Woody later reunited with his long-lost girlfriend Bo Peep, while Buzz Lightyear is on his way to find Woody and Forky, and at the same time meeting Ducky and Bunny at the carnival. I find the story of this film to be surprisingly good, even though there are a few silly moments. The animations in this film are excellent as always. I really like how they animate the characters, both humans and toys, on their facial expression and how they move and behave. I also like the designs of the toys. The environments of the roads, the stores, the school, the playground, and the carnival are very creative and beautiful looking. The RV is also well animated as well. Now let's get to the cast to voice those characters as well as the directing and music. Tom Hanks as always did a wonderful job doing the voice of Woody. Woody of course is a cowboy doll that is the leader of the toys throughout the Toy Story franchise. Woody in this film used to be one of Andy's toys, are now one of Bonnie's toys. Unlike the first Toy Story movie where Woody was jealous at Buzz Lightyear at first, Woody in Toy Story 4 is actually protecting Forky and wants to make Bonnie happy. I really enjoyed the chemistry between Forky and Woody. Then there's Buzz Lightyear, voiced by Tim Allen, who was from the Santa Claus trilogy, Galaxy's Quest, and the TV show Home Improvement. Buzz Lightyear is a Space Ranger superhero toy that is Woody's best friend, and in this film goes out to find Woody and Forky, as well as becoming friends with Ducky and Bunny. He too was surprised to see Bo Peep again. Coming back from the previous Toy Story movies is Jessie, voiced by Joanne Cusack, who is one of the sisters of John Cusack and has appeared in films like Working Girls, Addams Family Values, and In and Out. Rex, voiced by Willis Shawn. Ham, voiced by John Ratzenberger. Mr. Potato Head, voiced by the late Don Rickles. Mrs. Potato Head, voiced by Estelle Harris. Slinky Dog, voiced by Blake Clark. And Bullseye the Horse. Jessie is a cowgirl doll that is one of Woody's friends and also Buzz Lightyear's girlfriend. Though she and Bullseye have only appeared in Toy Story 2 and 3, it is very cool to see both of them in this film. Rex the T-Rex toy, Ham the piggy bank, Slinky Dog, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head are all Woody's and Buzz Lightyear's friends that they too used to be Andy's toys and now they belong to Bonnie. However, I felt that they didn't really do too much in this film. It is cool to hear that Blake Clark still did a good job voicing Slinky Dog, who was originally voiced by the late Jim Varney in Toy Story 1 and 2. They actually record Don Rickles' voice of Mr. Potato Head before he passed away. Returning from Toy Story 3 is Bonnie, voiced by Madeline McGrew, Dolly, voiced by Bonnie Hunt, Trixie the Triceratop toy, voiced by Kirsten Scow, Mr. Pricklepants, voiced by Timothy Dalton, and Buttercup, voiced by Jeff Garlin. Bonnie is a little girl that attends Sunnyside Daycare and became the owner of Woody, Buzz, and all the other toys. In this film, Bonnie has created Forky, that later stayed close to Forky. Dolly, Trixie, Mr. Pricklepants, and Buttercup are all Bonnie's toys. The one who definitely steals the show is Bo Peep, voiced by Annie Potts. Bo Peep is a female shepherd who used to be one of Andy's toys and is Woody's girlfriend. Now in this film, she acts like a tough girl, similar to Lola Bunny from Space Jam. I feel so happy to see Bo Peep come back because she only appeared in a flashback scene in Toy Story 3. Also appearing in this film is Forky, voiced by Tony Howell, Gabby Gabby, voiced by Christina Hendricks, Giggly McDimples, voiced by Ali Mackey, Ducky, voiced by Keegan Michael Key, Bunny, voiced by Jordan Peele, and Duke Kaboom, voiced by Keanu Reeves, who is best known for his roles like Ted in the Bill and Ted movies, Johnny Utah in Point Break, Jack in Speed, Neo in the Matrix trilogy, John Constantine in Constantine, Klaatu in The Day Years Distill, the 2008 remake, and John Wick in the John Wick movies. Forky is a spork with googly eyes and pipe cleaner arms, created by Bonnie, who does not believe that he is a toy, but Woody has tried to explain to him that he is, and will stop at nothing to keep Forky safe. Gabby Gabby is a 1950s doll who has a broken voice box that lives in a second chance antique store and wanted to take Woody's voice box. She has minions that are dummies, and the dummies did kind of reminds me of Slappy from Goosebumps. Although she is considered the main villain in this film, I felt that unlike Sid Phillips, Stinky Pete, and Lotso, she's more like a tragic character. Ducky and Bunny are both funny characters that live in a carnival and also decide to join Woody, Buzz, and Bo Peep on an adventure. Giggly McDimples is a miniature toy cop who is close friend and ally of Bo Peep, and she did kind of look like Lucy from Charlie Brown. Duke Kaboom is a Canadian daredevil toy that wears a white outfit, has a mustache, and rides a motorcycle. He too became friends with Woody, Buzz, Bo Peep, Giggly McDimples, Ducky, and Bunny. Josh Coley, I think, did a very nice job directing this movie. The music composed by Randy Newman sounds very heartwarming and plays the same theme songs of the previous Toy Story films. So overall, this is one of the most fantastic Toy Story movies I had ever seen. After seeing that film, I feel like there is more to tell after Toy Story 3. While I still think that Toy Story 3 and Toy Story 1 are both the best Toy Story films in the series, I love this Toy Story movie the same way I love Toy Story 2. I actually love this Pixar movie more than Incredibles 2 from last year. Much like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Bumblebee, and Pokemon Detective Pikachu, this is one of those movies that make me very surprised that I end up liking it. If you're a fan of Pixar and Toy Story, you should definitely go see it. It is also a wonderful film for the whole family. So I give this movie 4.5 out of 5 nuclear bombs.